Hi, this is Tranisha Cottrell, and it is super early in the morning. I'm recording this video, and I'm sitting here thinking about my life, the type of life that I want to live, the decisions that I've made in the past, and the decisions that I want to make in the future. And it's so crazy how the adversary can come along and try to make you think of all the things that you don't have in life. He will talk about past relationships, jobs that you didn't get, things that you didn't do with your children, or things that you think you should have done when it comes to family and friends. And he will keep replaying it in your mind to make you feel guilty or make you feel badly about past decisions. But that's what they are. They're past decisions. They're decisions that you made when you didn't know better, or decisions that you made in a momentary lapse of judgment, or things that you've done because you were just living life. You didn't think about the future. But now that you're in the future, now that you're in the present and the future of your past decisions, sometimes it can get difficult and life can weigh on you heavy, making you feel like you're not who God says that you are because of the decisions that you've made in life. And you are the person that God intended for you to be. You are that woman. You are that man. And I think it's so important for us to remember that we are not our past mistakes. We are not the person that we used to be. Every day we are growing, we are changing, we are becoming a better person, and we have to make better decisions now. We don't know how much time that we actually have. And it's so important for us to really acknowledge the fact that life is so precious. And, we can go back and forth about talking about life's preciousness, but not everybody gets an opportunity to be living at this moment on this day. Not everybody gets an opportunity to see their loved ones again or friends again. And I think it's really important for us to cherish every single moment. We are going to make mistakes because we're human. We are going to mess up because we are human. We're going to do the wrong things. We're going to say the wrong things. And we're going to not always make the best decision at the time, but the best decision that we thought that we could make. And so I think it's important for us to continually keep giving ourselves grace to, in every situation, understand that no matter what you're going through, God is still able. I woke up this morning after being a little upset last night, and I wasn't upset because something, major happened in my life. And I'm not going to try to belittle my emotions, because you have every right to feel however it is that you feel. Don't let anybody tell you anything differently. I'm not saying be all up in arms and over the top and extra about everything. I'm just saying that if you're feeling sad, you have a right to feel sad. If you're feeling angry, you have a right to feel angry. Just don't let anger control you. Just don't let sadness stay there. Make sure that you have a moment of that emotion, not a lifetime of that emotion, just constantly sitting in sadness. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel all of the emotions, because God intended for us to emote, men and women. And I think it's important for us to know that our emotions, our feelings are valid. Now, what we do with our feelings that's the tough part. That is the emotional intelligence at work. When we really can sit down and say, okay, how am I going to handle this situation in the most mature way? After I got up this morning, when I was getting ready to get up, I could feel my body getting ready to get up. I had a really bad headache yesterday. And then on top of that, I was a little sad thinking about some of the past decisions that I made. And, that's nothing but the adversary trying to make you feel guilty, trying to make you go back and replay something in the past that no longer matters or no longer exists. And I think it's important for us to learn the art of letting go. I know I talk about letting go a lot on this channel, and I think it's really important for us to take a moment to think about the things that we've done in the past so that we can really see where we can change to become a better person. Do that. Tell God, all of the things that you're going through. Tell him the decisions that you made, why you made that decision. Really own up to it. Don't be like, oh yeah, God, I'm fine, when you know you're not fine. Like, tell him, hey God, I'm struggling. I really wanted this thing and I don't know why it didn't work out. I know that you want better for me, but I just don't understand why I couldn't have this thing. I don't understand why it didn't go the way that I wanted it to. But it's not about what we want. Life is about so much more than just us. I think it's important for us to remember that our lives have purpose. Sometimes we get so lost in thinking about the things that we want in a moment that we forget that God can see the whole picture. We forget that although we're waiting for something, that the biggest thing that we should be doing is running towards God. The biggest thing that we should be doing is enjoying whatever moment it is that we have in life, because we don't know how many more moments we have. It's so important for us to really acknowledge and understand how amazing our life is right now. It doesn't matter what your situation is. Think about the good things that you do have. You could be saying, well, I'm not living in a mansion somewhere, so my life isn't that great. I'm working a 9 to 5, barely making ends meet. How could my life be good? Every time your bills are paid is a miracle. Every time you get an opportunity to wake up is God's grace and mercy. Every time you turn to someone who's a family member, a friend, someone that's there for you to talk to, that is a miracle. Not everybody cares about someone else like that. And you having people that care about you in your life is a miracle, it's a blessing. And sometimes I think that we believe that miracles have to be some big, shiny, fantastic thing that's posted on some online site somewhere, or something that people can flex on, or really look like they're better than the Joneses, or like whatever it is. We always make it seem like it's glamorous and glitz and it's this new car that you got. That's the miracle. That's Or someone like waking up on from something horrible happening or something like that. And although that is a miracle as well, miracles happen every single day. When you have I was watching this play yesterday by Tyler Perry, and it talked a lot about the things that we get to do in life, and how sometimes the miracles are things like a mom working 2 jobs and still being able to make it to their kids' baseball, soccer, whatever game it is. Sometimes a miracle could be something as simple as you being a single parent and being able to provide for your child completely solely by yourself. Sometimes a miracle could be you being able to work a job and see your kids whenever you want to, because not everybody gets a chance to do that. Sometimes the miracle is that you get another opportunity with that family member that you thought didn't have enough chance. Sometimes a miracle could be God giving you more time with someone who's no longer here. Sometimes a miracle is you being able to be a transparent parent for your children so that they can make better decisions in their life, because maybe that curse on your family was something that was on you for generations and generations and like the past 4 or 5 generations of your family. Generational curses, whatever you want to call them, have all been the same. Everybody in your family struggles with this thing until you came along. You're the person that changed everything. You're the person who decided you're gonna be faithful when everybody else in your past is every other person in your family has not been faithful. That could be a miracle. The miracle could be you, the only person that doesn't have a substance abuse problem. It could be the fact that you don't let lust control you, and everyone else in your family struggles with lust. Whatever the Achilles heel is for your ancestors, that no longer is a problem for you, is a miracle. Miracles happen every single day, and sometimes we are so close-minded, not to be so rough, but sometimes we're so close-minded and only thinking about oneself, that we really just make it seem as if a miracle is going to have to be something extraordinary. It has to be something that looks like nothing that you've ever seen before. It has to be something that is so over the top. The fireworks are in the background, or whatever else. But sometimes a miracle could just be that you are the only person in a healthy relationship in your entire bloodline. Sometimes a miracle could be that you are the only person that has started and grown a business that became a billionaire business or a millionaire business. And it's not just for you. Sometimes I get caught in this, and I think I see this a lot in the world. We get so caught up in what's beneficial for us that we forget that we're supposed to help other people. Most of the times, I do well with helping people, but sometimes I think about myself, and it'll be a moment where I'm like, oh yeah, I did this, this, and this. So now, I'm thinking this is going to happen. And it doesn't happen. And I'm like, okay, well. And sometimes it might look something like I'm with someone and I'm only thinking about my benefits. And then I'm like, okay, this is how you know you're not ready for a relationship. Because if I'm not willing to be selfless and I'm only thinking about myself, then I don't need to be with nobody, you know? I think it's so important for us to understand that through it all, God is still able. There's nothing that you're going through that God can't see you through. There's nothing that you're going through that isn't just a moment in your story. Sometimes we are so forgetful and we have that spiritual amnesia thing and thinking that the pain is going to last a lifetime. I used to, for those of you that don't know, disclaimer, click off if you don't like stuff that's super deep. If you the type of person that can't handle real life events that are not pretty, you know. But back when back when I was in middle school and I used to get bullied pretty bad, I almost I used to feel like the pain was going to last forever. I thought that that moment was my entire life. I really felt like I was always going to be hurting and sad and miserable. I thought that that's what life was. I thought that life was misery. I thought it was pain. I thought that all life had to offer was sadness and hurt. I really felt like I was never going to be in a better situation, that's just how it was. I always felt like there wasn't anything better in life. I got into high school and I was thinking, okay, I finally fit in. This is where because when I was younger, I was searching so much to fit in instead of just being okay with standing out, that when I got the opportunity to finally feel like I fit in, when I when it didn't work out, when the thing that gave me stability, gave me security didn't work out, I really felt like that was it. I didn't want to be here. I was really feeling like that moment of feeling I was really feeling like that moment of feeling unwanted was going to last forever. I thought that that was my whole life. I thought that that moment was everything. I thought that life was just supposed to be miserable, that that pain was going to always exist. And it didn't. Life is so much better than the one moment that you're going through right now. And I think it's important for us to remember that this is just a moment. That hurt, that pain, that sadness, that thing that just happened to you, the struggle that you're going through is not going to be forever. This is just a season. It's just a moment in your life. You have to know that things will get better, that it is going to be okay, that this is just something that can help you in your purpose. It's something that will help you be a blessing to other people. Because of the things that I went through in the past, so many people have been helped now. If I would have made the choice, if God wouldn't have given me grace in that moment and saved my life, I would not be here to help anybody. And I feel like that's how the adversary does sometimes. He will try to make you feel like your life doesn't have meaning, so you can't help the people that God intended for you to help. So that you can't be there for those people, so that you can't make a movement and help people see their value, so that you can't speak life into the people around you, so that you can't be an inspiration, so that you can't motivate, so that you can't tell people that loving yourself is so important, so that you can't keep going and doing all of the things that God intended for you to do in life. But God, you have to know that no matter what you're going through, God is still able. Everything is going to be okay. You have to keep going, even in the struggle, even in the pain, even in the misery, even when it seems like there's no way that it's going to get any better. You have to keep going. This is not your whole life. This is just a moment. Live it like a moment. Understand your sadness and keep it going. Don't think about your past. Don't think about all the things that you should have done differently. Just live your life to the fullest. Help the people that you can. Serve others. Obtain wisdom. Utilize the knowledge that you are learning. And keep growing, expanding, and being that person. The person that God intended for you to be. Remember who you are and remember whose you are. Never forget that your life has meaning and keep going.